I've had this constant hissing in my ear for the past 2.5 years. There's no cure.
I want to help you to get your whole life back on track.
How do you just choose to be happy?
How weird is that?
Weird.
Your body's going to start responding to you. It's going to say, oh, look, I'm getting some help here.
I want to make sure I could reach and touch what I'm supposed to reach and touch. My idea of nature is watching a show about nature on TV.
Well, that's the idea of today's exercise, distracting you with nature.
It's just an astounding sight. It really is.
The tennis court will heal you.
Have not had this kind of fun playing poorly in a very long time.
My name is Yogi Cameron. I used to be a supermodel and lived in a world focused on outer beauty. But I gave it all up when I looked inside and found my true calling, teaching and living the ancient practices of Ayurveda and yoga. I know the body has the ability to heal itself naturally. We just need a guru to show us the way.
My name is Bob, and I suffer from tinnitus, which is the constant ringing in my ears. I usually compare it to letting the air out of your tire on your bicycle or your car. That constant swishing sound is probably the closest description I can give. There is no cure, there is no prescription to get any relief for it.
Most of the time, he's not the guy I knew and fell in love with. To see him so down and so depressed just bothers me so much.
I don't want anything really more than I want quiet. I am willing to do absolutely anything to get rid of this because I cannot live with it much longer. But I hope Yogi has some kind of magic he can do on me and give me some relief.
Tinnitus is a sign of too much air in the body, that ringing in the ear. You know, it sounds very airy, so it's an imbalance of air. Through Ayurveda and yoga, we can treat it. We just need to get to the cause root of it and what's creating it.
Hi.
Well, I hear things are a little bit dire.
Yeah, they've definitely been pretty bad lately.
Okay, well, I'm here to help you out.
All right.
And guide you somewhat.
I'm willing to put my faith in you.
I love that.
Okay, beautiful.
Good, well, we'll spend some time together. I'm gonna have a little chat with Bob and catch up with him, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay,
See
good.
you later. Come on, I'll show you my place.
Perfect. Okay, tell me a little bit about the ailment you have.
I've had this constant ringing. Sometimes I guess I think of it as hissing in my ear for the past 2.5 years. And this is very difficult. Sorry.
Just take a breath, just breathe for a moment. It's all normal.
Yeah, but the problem is mainly I've lost hope. Because there's no cure.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, you do some of the things I'll tell you, the Ayurvedic way, the yogic way, and it will go away.
Okay.
What were you doing when this started? Did you notice the...
I didn't notice it ever until I went to get an ear exam. And now it's just at a crazy volume level.
So you hadn't noticed it before that?
I never noticed it before that.
Okay. Any extreme things happen? Were you in extreme weather? Were you in extreme emotions? Some things build up in the body slowly because the ailment usually goes to the weakest part of the body.
Well, I mean, if you want to go 10 years before that, you know, the hardest part of my 20s and 30s was accepting my sexuality.
Okay.
You know, and hiding from it. And I did that until I met my partner, Tim. That was tough.
The other thing I read on your questionnaire was that you're not happy at work. And this also brings tension.
Well, no, I didn't set out to be a waiter at 50.
Okay.
It just sort of happened.
Yeah. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for, pressure. What's your goal in this journey?
You know, as simple as it sounds, the only thing I really am not able to do that I would love to be able to do is just sit quietly in a chair, you know, with a magazine, with a book, and enjoy it and not be bothered by this annoying sound in my head. You know, I've seen this type of thing on television shows and read articles now and then about it, and I've always thought it was a bunch of malarkey, you know, hocus pocus, and how could it possibly work? But I've tried Western approaches and they don't work, so I really have nothing to lose by putting my faith in you.
Okay. Oh, that's when I want people, is when they've done everything else and they're like, okay, I don't know what else to do. That's when it really works. Next, I want to examine the body a little bit, see what the body's telling me, and that's what we'll do next.
Okay.
In Ayurveda, we're looking at you. We're not looking at the disease itself, because this is an organic system, and what has it been through? And then I look at the ailment. You know, is it of a Vata air imbalance? Is it of a Pitta fire imbalance? Is it of a earth imbalance? You know, which one is it? We take the pulse next. Okay, very faint. So circulation isn't great as it should be, right?
Faint is bad.
Faint means the heart is working well, but the circulation itself isn't maybe up to par. Next, I'll have you lie down.
Okay.
Okay. Body's a little bit cool. Do you get warmer or hotter usually?
Usually cooler.
Usually cooler. Behind the ear. Just gonna straighten out your head. Just gonna close one ear. Do you hear that sound in the right hand side? Okay. I'm gonna close the other ear. Do you hear it in the left hand side?
No.
Okay, so it's only in the right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have you come up and inhale. Good. I was just pressing on the kidney area just to see if you had any problems.
I have kidney issues.
Uh-huh.
Every few years, another kidney stone develops.
Okay. You want to turn around this way? The tinnitus is in the right-hand side.
Exactly.
Okay. And the body is colder. A balanced person has both hot and cold energy in their body, right? We all do. So there's a little bit of lack of heat in the body, lack of sunlight, if you like. Do you sit in the sun at all?
No, I avoid it at all costs.
You do? Why is that?
Because I'm paranoid of skin cancer. You know, I don't enjoy brown spots on my face, and I feel like I suffer from that due to laying in the sun a lot in my 20s and baby oiling it up and doing all the bad things.
Okay. Well, sunlight is the energy of the whole world. Nothing grows without sunlight. Nothing can exist without sunlight, and you're depriving your body of it. It's a lack of the pitta, the fire energy in the body. So we need to bring that up a little bit, and we're going to bring down the vata a little bit. The vata is air. Air is moving around. It's making you nervous, right? So you become a little bit nervous.
Okay.
Does that all sound a little?
Oh, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. We've touched upon the cause, and we'll deal with a lot of that later on, but I want to treat the symptom at the moment and take care of the ear itself.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
For Bob's first treatment, I'm going to pour oil in his ears. This is called Karnapurna. I'm slowly heating the oil. It's kind of lukewarm to hot. And this has a very nurturing feeling because you block out all the sound and you sort of become cocooned in your own head. You can jump up.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got you in the sun. That's already healing. So a little bit of sun on the body's good. I want to pour some oil directly into the ears, and the mixture itself is called Karpasastayadi. And it's an Ayurvedic blend that we use mainly for the head region. And in your case, it's going to be used in the ears.
Well, yeah, I'm just not sure I understand how lubricating will stop sound that I'm hearing.
Okay. You have tiny little bones in there, right? They're vibrating, and they're taking in sound. Sound is just energy. So this is a sign of a slight dryness in there. So we need to oil it to lubricate that dryness. So that's why.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You want to lie down and put your head on the side.
Okay.
Just turn your head like that. Perfect. You can just breathe. It's going to feel a little bit weird at the beginning. How weird is that?
Weird.
Breathe. Don't hold things. Yeah, open your fist and don't clench. What I noticed straight away from Bob is he's not as open as he should be. And it gets in the way. He won't get the full benefit if he doesn't open up. Do your ears hurt during cold and windy days? Simply put a few drops of sesame oil in the ear and let it sit. As sesame oil is hot in nature, it takes care and pacifies the vata and the chilliness in the ears.
Rough, dry.
Bob is suffering from tinnitus, which is a whistling or a sound that vibrates in the ear. The root of Bob's problem is he puts too much pressure on himself. He hasn't reached the goals that he wanted to reach in life, and he's disappointed. Relief is going to come for Bob when he balances the air element, the vata in his body, and raises up the pitta a little bit. Good. As part of Bob's treatment plan, I'm putting oil inside the ears. This is lubricating and will help bring down the air, the vata, in the body. Good. Now, the hard part is over. Relax your fist, breathe. That's right. Now just breathe through the nostrils. Good. Do you have any discomfort?
No.
Okay, good. And I'm going to massage the marma point behind your ear. I'm also going to massage this area so the oil goes inside. Good. Breathe. It just feels weird, that's all. Putting your oil in the ears isn't dangerous. It makes you a little bit squeamish at the beginning because most people just don't put anything in their ears. And just flip the other side. The oil goes in and it kind of ticklish as well. So it kind of makes you just move a little bit. And then it settles down. It's kind of warming and nurturing. How you feeling there?
Fine.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Is it weird?
Yeah.
Very weird, right?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the second round?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
You're a good sport. Takes people a little time to get used to the oil in the ear, but once you get used to it, you can't live without it. All right. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It wasn't so bad after you had the first.
No, it was that first initial shock. And then it was okay.
For the next part of Bob's treatment, I'll be prescribing herbs to treat both the physical and the mental aspect of his ailment. About 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of each. First, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is to bring up a little bit of energy in him. It raises up the pitta energy, a little bit of fire, because he's a little bit down on himself. And then the gokshura is to help clean the urinary tract, because he gets a lot of kidney stones. And then I'm throwing in some ginger there for some heat as well. And ginger has this great medicinal value that makes all the other herbs really work in a more potent way. You're going to take these twice a day.
And do you sip it slowly, or do you try to do it in one gulp?
Well, I'll taste it and let's see where we get to. It just depends how lovely you think they are.
Should I taste it too now?
Yes, absolutely. Go for it. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. I'll do it, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Nothing is. As part of the homework also is to put the oil in the ears. If you have time to do it in the morning, do it in the morning, but at nighttime for sure.
Okay, all right.
Okay. How are you feeling at this point?
A little more hopeful, but still skeptical.
Okay.
Your way of thinking takes a while to grasp.
Yeah, honesty is the best policy. Good. How's the ringing in the ear?
I still, in the right ear, still hear that high-pitched swishing sound, but I guess overall it hasn't gotten any worse.
Good. We're at the beginning of all this.
This whole meeting with you has added a lot more pressure, especially yesterday. I mean, yesterday I was beside myself. I mean, I was like, how do I get out of this situation? How do I call him and quit? I can't call him and quit. I have no other options to get this ear situation fixed. And I have a lot of doubts about this, you know, this whole Ayurveda. And it's hard for me to put all my faith in you and negate everything that I've heard from Western medicine and doctors.
Well, there's a reason why I am interested in somebody who doctors don't know what to do with. Otherwise, if I came to you 2 years ago when it just started, you would be like, well, you know what, I'm going to try Western medicine. And then you did. So it's okay to have a doubt, but put the effort, and once you see the result, you'll be like, okay, I get it.
All right, I plan giving up on the doubts.
Okay. So next I'll do a treatment for you which will help you to de-stress. It's called Shirodhara. It's pouring of hot oil on the head.
Okay.
Shiro means the head, and Dara is the pouring of the oil. The base oil I'm using with Bob on his head is raw sesame oil. I heat it up, then I'm going to add Jatamamsi, which is a Ayurvedic herb. This is going to help bring down the Vata element in the body. You can just jump up here, inhale, and at the same time, it's great for sleep and calming down the mind. Are you comfortable?
Yes, very.
Okay. Just going to pour the oil. Okay, so here I'm going to start letting the oil out. You breathe. Is it warm? Not too warm?
Not too warm.
Okay, good. Shirodhara will really help Bob's tinnitus because he's very nervous, he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And then the second thing it does is the hot oil helps to calm down the head and the head region. And the ears are connected to the head, so they'll be affected as well. So you can just breathe, inhale, exhale. How's that feel?
Actually, very good. The Shirodhara treatment feels absolutely soothing, calming. It just puts you in some sort of trance that makes all your worries go away for the time being.
How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah.
Once we've spent time together and we work through this, it'll be very evident where this issue comes from. You know, we know it's got its root in many years ago, but as everything starts to become balanced, that sound won't be able to exist anymore. You know, so that's what will happen.
Oh, God, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Our cell phones are a constant source of artificial sights and sounds. At nighttime, unplug your cell phone and keep it out of reach so you can rest and calm the mind.
It's been 3 days since I've seen Yogi Cameron, and I'm feeling, I guess I would like to say I'm feeling hopeless. I have had no relief from the ringing. I mean, at times I almost feel like it's louder. When I hear people talk about, oh, inner peace and the soul's connected to the mind's connected to all that stuff, you know, I kind of laughed at those people. And here I am somehow knee deep in it. Yogi. Tim has been just the greatest support. He's left work just to come home and do an ear treatment on me. You know, I got a lot of years ahead of me, and I can't live with this. So I'm gonna give it my all and try to believe.
Bob is dreaming of peace and quiet because he has this ringing in his ears. Bob's put a lot of pressure on himself because he's got so many acceptance issues, and it's just built up pressure that he needs to release. Today I want to show Bob how yoga postures are really going to benefit his mind and his body, working together for self-healing. Being outside for you is amazing. You spend way too long inside your house and inside the restaurant. So this is another reason why we're out here.
Okay.
You look a little bit nervous.
Well, I've never done this, and I want to make sure I could reach and touch what I'm supposed to reach and touch.
Yeah, well, this kind of yoga is not in the gym kind of yoga or studio yoga. Here we're going to do it very peacefully, and the benefits are for particularly to take care of the air and the vata element in the body. Now, let's get started.
Okay.
And the first posture is going to be tree pose. And the reason we're going to do this is balance. First, we're going to balance the body. If the body isn't balanced, then the mind won't be balanced. First, we come to balance on one leg. So we'll go on the left leg first. So lifting the right leg, and just for a moment, just get the balance there. Okay, how's that?
A little wobbly, but okay.
Wobbly? Okay, then just maybe open up the knee. Yeah, and maybe bring the foot to the knee. Good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So then, bring your hand down, bring your right hand down, and just take the leg itself and bring it in. Okay, good. Bring in the foot in, then let go of the leg.
I'll leave the leg though.
There you go.
Jeepers.
And breathe. Now just relax. Just relax, I've got you. The tree pose is really great because you have to balance and you have to stay in the moment. What this is great for Bob is he can't think about anything else because he'll fall over. And in that moment, you really can't think about anything else. And exhale, bring the arms down and bring the right foot down. Hey, how was that?
That was, the hardest part was the muscle strain on the left side.
Yeah. And you thought going to the gym was hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, let's do the other side. Same thing. This time we're going to stand on the right. So get your balance first. Just be breathing easy, you're balanced. Then when you start feeling solid, then you can bring the left foot onto the right knee. Good. Good. Just breathing, gentle. It's okay. That's why it's a balance pose. Good. And we're gonna open this up. Lean it up against the foot. So the foot is actually pressing into the opposite leg. Yeah?
That's the tough side for me, huh?
Well, it's the right side. You have all your issues in the right side. So we gotta balance them out so they become even.
That was a tough one.
So, yeah, well, one leg's going to be different than
That
the
one
other.
wobbled more than the other side.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different experience.
Is wobbling normal, or do you eventually get to the point where you're not a wobbler?
Yeah, you won't be wobbling after a while.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the beginning. All right, next posture is Virabhadrasana 1. This is the warrior pose. I'm going to show you first how it's done. I'm just going to bring one foot forward, and the back foot is solidly into the ground, and it's at a right angle. Once I have my whole body balanced, and it's rooted, and it's grounded, and it can't move, then I twist all the way forward. So now my shoulders are facing forward. Here, I bend the front knee. Again, I'm solid, I'm not moving, and I gently bring the arms up, look at them, and I stay here. Exhaling down, bring my arms down. You'll have a go at this, and then we'll see what questions you have. So spread the leg out forward, good. And then the back foot needs to be turned inward. There you go, so you're facing inside. Turn the whole shoulders forward, good, nice. And then bend the front leg, good, that's good. Not too much, about there, perfect. And now start to inhale the arms up, all the way up, and look at the arms. Breathe, that's it. Warrior pose is an amazing pose because it stabilizes you. You make a lot of effort, and that's why it's called warrior, because it grounds you. You have to stay in it and be very present. And especially when you're raising the arms and looking up, it becomes a balanced posture as well. Exhaling the arms down. Good. Take a breath in. How do you make it feel?
Good.
Yeah?
Like a warrior.
Yeah. Well, it gives you that. It gives you that strength. The next posture I want to teach you is going to be a spinal twist. So we're going to do this on the ground. So let's have a seat. So we're going to do this with the foot out, and one foot goes over. So the opposite foot comes over on the other side of the knee. I'm going to take the opposite arm than the leg that's up, and I'm going to rotate my hand around it. And then I'm going to take my back hand, and I'm just going to help me balance at the back. so it's not really leaning on it. It's just helping me balance. Seated spinal twist is really great because it does two things. It really stabilizes the central nervous system running in the back because it gets a real twist, and then stabilizes vata in the lower colon, in the big intestine. And that's really good because it drains even from the head all the way down. Vata becomes balanced. And to come out of it, inhale, take your backhand off the floor and come round. Good.
Yeah, that was an interesting feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much.
Well, your body's going to start responding to you. It's going to say, oh, look, I'm getting some help here. It's going to open up. That's what's going to heal you, right? Beyond your ear issue, I want to help you to get your whole life back on track.
I mean, I want to believe in Ayurveda, and I'm trying.
Okay. What's at stake for you if you don't commit to this?
That this, this problem of mine will not go away. And it has to. I cannot live my life like this.
If you're planning on having dessert, it's better to have it before dinner rather than after. You eat the sweet taste first because it's heavy and full of earth, and the digestive fire at the beginning has a lot of potency to be able to digest it. When it comes to digestion, just remember, the heavy food first and the lightest last. Bob's suffering from tinnitus, which is an air imbalance in the ears. Bob's lifestyle is really affecting his health because he's not a guy who goes out and attacks life and lives it. He's kind of retracted himself into his house, into his sofa, watching way too much TV, so he's getting depressed. My treatment today is to give Bob a little jolt, to get him up and out of the house nice and early. Well, here we are, waiting for the sunrise.
Not usual time of day for me to be awake. It's just an astounding sight. It really is.
Well, this is what you're missing every morning, right? This is life. You know, being at home in bed and just going to work and then watching TV, that kills the energy of the body and mind.
You just described my world.
Yeah. How's your ear doing?
I haven't noticed any change in it. I mean, I'm trying not to focus on it, trying to focus on other things.
Yeah, well, that's the idea of today's exercise, is get your mind off this noise. Again, distracting you with nature. Yeah.
Ah, look at that.
Beautiful. When we observe nature in meditation, it's just to focus on it. Meditation is that one focus that you have on one thing, that it takes away all your thoughts, and you're just there in the moment. And in Bob's case, he needs to really focus on the nature because he's never in nature. Here, the noise in your ear will get sort of melted into the sounds of the outdoors.
Oh, it definitely is quieter when I'm outside. And it's funny how I don't go outside more.
So just close the eyes. You want to put this over you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that would help.
Just focusing on the elements around, just breathing gently, and just not forming opinions. Just listening, feeling, just breathing. So your ears are wide open, you're hearing absolutely everything. You're taking it in. You have no opinion of it. And just allow the wind to be the wind. Just allowing everything to just be the way it is. Saturating the senses with nature. Just open your eyes for a moment. Just look at that cloud. It looks like a mountain.
Wow, yeah.
Beautiful.
That is really something.
As crazy as it sounds, that is completely healing to the eyes. So what your eyes take in affect your ears, because this whole triangle, down here is connected. So you've been taking in so much artificial light, if you like, that the ears are now ringing. It's really literally that. This should be your new TV. Much of modern living is about being indoors, being with your computer, being with some kind of electronics, and eventually this is depleting to the body. You know, first the mind gets tired, and then the mind makes the body tired. So it has a really negative effect. That's why we need to get out into nature, and this natural body is with its natural elements.
I came here thinking, I'm going to hate this. I really did. I set it up in my head before it even happened.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't hate it.
Yeah. You've been taking the sort of glass half empty side for a long time, and it's put a lot of pressure on you. So your condition is just the body's way of saying, hey, I'm getting weak. I can't take this anymore. And that's sort of like a wake-up call of, I can't just keep beating the body down with sort of glasses half empty kind of talk. I've got to come out of it at some point and live rather than just exist.
I would like to believe, I'd like to believe all that, I really would. Because it makes it sound so much easier to get through life, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Bob has got a lot of doubt. Everything. Actually, Bob doesn't think, he just doubts. You know? And when you're in that state of mind, you don't actually think you're going to get better. And that's the state of mind that he's in. And it's going to be very difficult to get him out of it. You know, I'll just be honest on that. Look, you can do this. It just takes effort. It really does. It takes that action. And that's what the yogic path is about. Little talk, a lot of action.
I just have to make that decision, right?
Connecting with nature is one of the most important steps in bringing Ayurveda into your life. Spend at least 30 minutes or more every day in nature, come rain or shine. It's all very healing to the body and the mind. Bob's suffering from ringing in his ears, and this issue has started a long time ago from his lifestyle. The biggest lifestyle change I'm asking him to make is to get out of the house and into the sun. Today we're going to add a bit of fun to it too, by playing tennis. Bob's replaced living with focusing on his ear and his troubles. Getting him out on the tennis court will help him forget some of his troubles, especially when I whack that ball at him.
Yogi!
Hey, good morning.
How are you? Nice to see you.
You too.
Hi. How's it going?
Good. Let's catch up. How you been?
Ups and downs.
Uh-huh.
You know, some decent days. Yesterday was a really bad day. I just couldn't pull focus away from my ear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I spend so much time hoping it'll go away.
Can't just sit around going, well, until this goes away, my life doesn't have meaning. And that's what you're doing.
I admit it, I do that.
Yeah, well, then it's not going to go away. Because you are keeping that one thing alive by keep thinking about it and disappointing yourself, hoping isn't going to take it away, right? Doing something about it. You are doing something about it, but it takes time.
All right.
And that brings us to the tennis court.
Yes, the tennis court.
The tennis court will heal you.
Okay.
All right? So we'll have a good little humorous time together. And just to add a twist, because I don't want to put any pressure on you, we'll play with the opposite hand that we usually play.
It can't get worse than my regular hand. That's pretty bad already.
The ultimate challenge.
No, the idea is that we hit a few balls today and we have a little fun. So you live a little bit. So it's part of getting you out again. Yeah. See, Tim's already happy.
Okay, I'm game.
Okay.
That was a good try. Oh.
I can see the trick is to get Bob really distracted with something else but his ear. And now he's playing tennis and he's all over the place, laughing and having a good time.
Oh! Oops.
He's not even moaning about his ears, so it's a good time. Oh, nice shot.
I woke up resisting this morning, thinking I'm not gonna like this, I don't want to do this. And then I got here, and somehow, some way, all of my pressure was lifted, and I just allowed myself to have fun with it.
You know why a big part of Ayurveda is using joy is because it's so healing to the body. So
Well, this gives you joy.
Yeah.
There's no, really.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I have not had this kind of fun playing poorly in a very long time. I'm completely forgetful of my whole ear thing. I'm just focusing on the game and focusing on having a lot of fun, and I think I'm achieving it. And then watching him lose is an added bonus.
Oh, did you hear that? Talking smack about you. I'll get you. He just said I'll take him down. It's not so scary, right? Getting out into nature and doing stuff.
No, it just takes that little bit of effort, that little bit of push, but I think I could do it more often.
And I think it's a good time to change your goal because there's a lot of pressure on you, to sit outside, read, and be in silence and not hear this noise in your ear. And I think that puts more pressure on you. Why don't we change your goal to just being happy?
How do you do that? How do you just choose to be happy?
Take action as you are. Keep doing, keep doing. And then one day you just won't even notice the ear's there and you just live. And then if your ear goes away as well, great. If it doesn't, great. I'm still okay. I'm living. You see how the difference is?
Yeah, it's just looking at it differently.
Now, I think that's a great goal.
It's been almost a week now since Yogi and Tim and I battled it out on the tennis courts. I definitely feel like I am making a huge effort with all the tools that Yogi gave me. I mean, I've been doing yoga on a daily basis. I have been putting oil in my ear on a daily basis. I've been drinking his god-awful, awful herbs. Sure, I had days where I just dreaded this whole Ayurvedic crap. But I see the positive. I can see it every time I spend time with Yogi. I mean, you look at the man and you see the peace and the calmness and always coping and being steady, I mean, I envy that every time I look at the man. And if I can leave this with just a little bit of Yogi in me, God, that would be amazing.
Did you know raw garlic can help relieve pain from an ear infection? Take a small clove and a small piece of tissue and wrap the clove up, like that. Gently place it in the ear as if it's an earplug. This is a fast and natural way to relieve pain.
What's in our food? You may already be .com.
I've been treating Bob for tinnitus, a ringing in his ear that may or may not go away. There's been some moments where there's been a reduction of the sound in Bob's ears. And he's feeling a little bit better for it. But at this point, we're not really focusing on that. We're just really getting Bob out to be happy so he doesn't focus on the sounds. How are you feeling? I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, yesterday I had just maybe 10 minutes, and it was as though someone was lowering the volume control on my ear a couple pegs. Mm-hmm. And I took it in, and I got some joy out of it. And then it went back to its usual high level. But for some crazy reason, it happened for a few moments or minutes yesterday, and I don't know why, but...
Good. You'll have more quiet moments. But getting you to that point where you don't care, that's when it will happen for you. As part of the final treatment plan, I want you to meet somebody, and I have a surprise for you.
Surprise.
Mm-hmm. You like surprises, don't you?
Yeah, as long as they're not herb-related.
Hi.
Hey.
Come and sit down.
Sit.
Yep, this is Jaga.
Hello.
Jaga, hi, I'm Bob. What kind of instrument is that?
It's a tanpura. Tanpura.
Tanpura.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
It's the traditional drone instrument behind Indian music. When you listen to Hindustani classical music, there's a constant droning sound behind, and this is what you're hearing.
practice here is going to be to either match the sound in your ear or to get you to focus on this sound. You
Okay.
know, because that ringing in your ear can actually be a good meditation tool. Yeah.
And I also have a little bit of ringing in my ears.
Oh, you do?
I do. It's not very intense, but I know that when I'm playing this instrument or my other instruments, I'm totally unaware of that ringing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
That's a good thing.
Hopefully it can be of some help to you
Yes.
as well.
So while you're waiting on tables, you also carry one of these and play. All right. So why don't we start and see where we're at?
All right.
Why don't you close your eyes for a moment and just take in the sound. The tambura has a certain sound and a twang to it. It's almost like a buzzing that takes your attention straight away. Anything which plays a note which is constant and you can focus on becomes meditative, becomes that all-encompassing noise in your head that takes you away from thinking. That is meditation, ultimately.
When I listen to the sound of the tambura, I definitely feel that it mixes well with the high-pitched tone in my ear, sort of like a harmonizing of the two sounds, and it makes it more of a bearable sound for me to listen to.
Okay, you can open the eyes. How's that?
That was kind of good. That was nice. I mean, it took focus away from this sound and gave me something else to focus on. You know, which was a really good, a good thing.
This is great for everybody to do. Even Tim, you guys can sit together and do this, and it will really benefit him as well.
And this kind of music is easy to find in
Yeah.
online or music stores, or how do
Yeah.
you?
There are CDs online, you can find them in stores, and ironically, you have it in your ear, so you can use it at work,
That's right.
you know? Drown out the noise of all the people.
I have a built-in drone, don't I?
Yeah. So when you're at work and there's people talking and noise going on and plates banging and servers all over the place, you can keep coming back to your noise. And do that next time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good thing that I never looked at it that way before.
Yeah. You feel you've met your goal of becoming a little bit more happy?
I surprisingly do. I feel like I have a path now, and it's not a negative path. So you've certainly given me that. But at the same time, I feel like I did in 4th grade when I said goodbye to the teacher for this summer.
Yeah.
I mean, your guidance was a blessing, and I really appreciate it.
The main changes I've seen in Bob are that he is much more alive. He really wants to do. People always say, well, I'm not sure, or I'll try. Live in uncertainty if they're actually going to do something, you know? And for Bob, it's going to be a 50-50. Does he really continue, or does he go back to the way he was? And even I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future. I want you to know that you are now your favorite teacher. And that will get you out of bed early. That will not put the TV on so much. That will get you out into nature more. You know, and that's living. It's time for me to go and leave you on your journey. So I will see you soon. And namaste to you.
Namaste.
The lesson of Bob's story is that you've got to live. No matter what's going on in your life, don't stop living. Bob was waiting to live. The sound in my ear, when it goes away, I'll be happy. Well, why not be happy now? And don't see so many valleys and dips in your life. Be a little bit more constant.
B's and D's look the same to me, and so do P's and Q's. N's and U's I always confuse and M's and W's. The page is bright. It hurts my eyes. The words, they jump about.